came to the Eagle River near Vail to do some filming for a TV show. And, it was very, very interesting. For a long time, I've studied techniques of Tenkara and kind of try to figure out how to fish every single river with one fly and just a combination of different techniques. And I really kind of got that belief challenged this weekend or the last couple of days. What happened was we started fishing and filming yesterday. Came here with a local guide and a host for this TV show who was fly fishing for the first time. About half an hour went by and I'm really kind of trying my different techniques and trying to figure out what I was going to get into fish, and really nothing was happening. So I told the guide, if you have any things that you'd like to try, go ahead and try any flies, any rigging that you want, and I just want you guys to have a good time. They set up a little midge with an egg pattern above it, a split shot, and I think one of them had a thingamabobber. He hooked a fish, and I had not hooked a single one. So I was like, well, go ahead and set up the TV show host, Lefty, with the same setup. I really want you guys to have a good time. I'm going to try to spend a little bit more time figuring it out. We're here on a limited time. A few more minutes went by and they hooked a couple more fish, and I was like, okay, I'm probably going to have to kind of swallow my pride here and let go of that one fly thing for a while and kind of get this show going. So I actually set up the same system that they had, a little midge, egg pattern, split shot, which I had never used in my life fly fishing. And at one point even thingamabobber to kind of see how it worked and everything. And we caught a lot of good fish yesterday. But I still had this thing in my mind, it's like maybe it's not the flies, maybe it's really my technique. I kind of have to spend a little bit more time figuring it out. Today is our second day filming. We fished a smaller stream and I caught a couple of fish just using a Tenkara fly, which was very nice. Came back to the Eagle. Couldn't hook a fish for a while, so I was like, I didn't spend long trying my one fly because I got my confidence badly shaken yesterday.
And frankly, none of the guides believed I could catch anything on the Tenkara flies here. They just all said, these are the only flies you can use here.
Around 4 o'clock today, I was done with my part of the filming. The crew went back to the car and they did a little bit more filming up there. But I decided to stay on the river and really kind of take my time to figure it out. For a long time I've kind of proved over and over that one fly works in any of the rivers that I fished. So why was it not working here? I put on my Amano Kebari, a little Tenkara fly, light color body, pheasant hackle, and really started working the river, the same sections that we fished yesterday actually. There was no fish rising, no indication of fish, nothing that has changed. There was no hatches or anything. But I started playing with my fly, doing some dead drifts, pulsating the fly, pulling like a streamer. Nothing was working for a little while. About 10 minutes in, I kind of might have hit a combination of things where I was dead drifting my fly, casting again, dead drifting, and then pausing my fly on the surface, kind of dragging the fly. And I got my first fish on a Tenkara fly, and I was really, really stoked because, it works. It might have been a fluke, I thought, but it worked. And I landed it, beautiful 18-inch fish, and I went back and started figuring it out and kind of doing something similar, dead drifts, and a combination of dead drifts and pausing on the surface. And I started getting into fish. I might have hit onto the technique. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I had 9 fish on hand, which is really phenomenal. And several other, I think 7 that I missed in about a 2-hour span. I'm going to cast my Amano Kebari right on the other side and drag it on the surface a little bit and see if I catch a fish. Big one. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna have to let my cell phone go because I gotta net this fish. Trying to pull it up one more time. Good, beautiful, beautiful brown. You know, does the one fly thing always work? I'm not sure. I mean, I think, as I've said before, one fly works until it doesn't. It worked this time. I mean, there was nothing there that changed except for my technique, I think. I'm gonna keep learning, keep trying it. I believe it does. So far, you know, in over 2.5 years, this is one of the only times I've really got it challenged, and I did try different things. You know, I want to make sure we had a good show, but you know, it did work really well. You know, I was talking to the guys, and it's like, yeah, you know, figured the river out, and sometimes that's what it takes. It's a slow approach to fishing. I think you come with a guide, he tells you do this, and you can figure it out really quickly. You know, like you can catch fish because he's catching fish here every day with that type of rig. When you're kind of trying to figure it out on your own, it takes longer. It's slow fishing, if you will. But I kind of feel like I got rewarded by, you know, just knowing that I can go to any place with that one fly, which is something that I personally enjoy. So I hope you find your own Tenkara by experimenting and just coming to the stream and figuring out what works, what doesn't. I feel like I've found a little bit of Tenkara today. I do like keeping one fly on. It's and figuring out which technique is working. I think the moment we stop learning and the moment we, you know, do not allow ourselves to try new things, we might as well be done. I think this was a good couple of days for me to remind myself, hey, be open. But at the same time, have some confidence. I mean, spend a little bit longer perhaps figuring the river out, and, you know, don't second guess your technique a whole lot. Just work on it.